Yeah, so at my first talk yesterday, I did not really have a chance to introduce myself. So my name is Simon. I'm both material scientist and software scientist, a computer scientist, and I'm working as the head of digital transformation at the Fraunhofer Research Institute in Germany. But I'm also a freelance software developer, dealing a lot of wikis to use them as a metadata data storage. And yeah, now when we switch my camera off, in the hope that you will see more of the screen. Yeah, and today I give a short overview of the OpenSemanticLab OpenSemantic World Python package and how it can help to use the metadata stored in Wiki to automate tasks you have, maybe. The reference problem we have as engineer scientists is, for example, we have a sensor somewhere in our lab, and the sensor needs to be connected to a database. And so, of course, with OpenSemanticLab, with Semantic MetaWiki, you can store all the critical information we need about technical devices, like what they can measure and where we want to save the data. For example, on this Postgres database, what are the data schemes of the database? What is the database server of the database? What is the host of this database? What is the port of the database? What is the domain of the server? So all the information you typically have to look up in a wiki or elsewhere is already a knowledge graph. So that's really nice. So you can look up what the critical information is, and then you may start to implement. So the goal is to create in this database on this server the right table structure to store time series data from this sensor device. So normally it takes some time to get information together. So, but if the information is already structured in the wiki, why not use this structured information directly in your Python code in this case? So, and that's why we created this package to interact with the structured data in the wiki in a JSON format. Yeah, so the basic idea is if you have JSON stored in the wiki or stored elsewhere, we have also can apply the scheme, JSON scheme, the linked data JSON. A lot of fancy stuff with it, and one of this fancy stuff is I showed yesterday was creating forms, but today it's more about creating Python code from the JSON scheme. And that works like the following. So if you have a scheme in your slot, then you can use the Python package, which internally uses the Pydantic data model code creator, consuming the scheme and generates the class structure from it. So if you have two schemes referencing each other, having some properties of different types, it's directly translated into Python types, and you have a class inheritance structure. And that's really nice. So you have in the wiki and in the Python code already the same data structure. The next step is, of course, if you have the data structure, you can create an instance of this data structure. So you have like the instance of a page, the metadata within the page, also in your Python code. That would be done by creating a class instance. But you can also, and you can then, with Pydantic, you can create a JSON representation of the class and store this class directly in the wiki. So you kind of have a twin of your wiki page regarding the metadata in your Python application. And if you upload this representation to the JSON slot, you can also get a rendering through the wiki page. And of course, it's nice to have this data transfer between both systems or to both worlds. But it's of course nice if you have a powerful programming language like Python that you can also go beyond just having a data model, but also have some functions that you can execute. And that's why we have this structure. We also have controller classes. Controller classes just inherit from data classes, so they just extend them not through additional properties, but additional functions, like this very, very, very simple example, like printing a property. So if you go in your application code, you may create an instance of your data class, or you directly fetch this class from the wiki, for example, representing a database or a device, and then you call a function on this controller. To make a quick example, so as I explained, so the target is to use the meta information, the linked data in this knowledge graph, to create a database structure, store data there, and load the data. So typically, it would take maybe some time to figure this out. But using this approach, we can just write, we just fetch all the models from the wiki. So we reference the category pages, which containing the JSON schemes. They create the data models for us internally. So for example, if I go in my model class, model Python, here are all the data classes automatically created. And if I can cast my data model of this device in the device controller and tell device, please connect to the database, and internally create a database structure if it's not already there, store the data, and load the data for reference directly again from the database. So we just click run, and it's just a few lines of code, but what the code does, it queries, it fetches the data class from the wiki, it queries the related data sets in the knowledge graph, like where's the database server located, what is the host, what's the connection information, what's the database structure I want to store, and it stores then one instance of our target data model, which is a timestamp pressure value, and reads this value back again. If you look at the database time series DB and refresh, we see we have this table created specifically for this data providing device, the sensor. And if you have a look at the first, at the data in this database, we should see one entry. So that's just what the Python code creates. One timestamp data measurement in this database. And of course, also this model for this JSON-B entry is defined originally in the wiki. So we can have really a structured and consistent data exchange over the system borders. Okay, so that's a lightning talk. So I'm happy to answer any questions if there's even the option to do so. Thanks.